11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Live from Denton, Texas, just outside the beautiful Dallas Metroplex, it's time for the nightcap right here on LSN FTF. This is a presentation of the Simulation Football League opening night. It's the Lone Star Glory and the Florida Storm in a rematch of an exciting playoff battle that these teams participated in just a season ago. Hello and a very warm welcome to the broadcast booth. My name is Michael Turillo. So glad to be back in the broadcast booth after almost 4 months off here at the SFL, and I am joined as always by the venerable Benji Matson.
Yeah! Who's ready for some football? I'm excited for this matchup tonight, Michael. I have been waiting to see this rematch, and this is going to be exciting tonight. I can't wait to see what happens.
And these two teams met twice last season, once in the regular season, and then of course in the playoffs where the Storm eked out a victory. And the Glory looking for some revenge. A big storyline coming into this game. Not a lot of new faces in this matchup. Both teams mostly stayed the same. A couple of pickups here and there in free agency in the draft. But mostly it's just, hey, let's run it back and do it again.
I think both of these teams are excited about the personnel they've got coming into Season 16. They both feel like they accomplished some of their goals in Season 15. They're both raring to go. They did make some personnel moves. We'll talk about that throughout the game tonight. But for most part, I am sure both these teams are confident, ready to kick this ball off and get this season underway.
Simulation Football League action live from Denton, Texas is coming up next on the LSN Network FTF. We are just about set to go on opening night for season 16 of the Simulation Football League. Can you believe we've been doing this for 16 seasons? I can't. Florida won the toss, elected to receive. It's game on as Ethan Sneed boots the ball away. Lone Star Glory will start with the football. Wearing the red helmets, blue jerseys, red pants, white numbers, white socks. And let's take a look at their offense. In his second season, their quarterback is Ace Fennick. Their running back is Ike McBride. Their fullback is Cameron Collier. Wideouts include Greg Soto, Dave Axis, and Ace's brother Deuce Fennick. And manning the tight end is the ever-dangerous Adam Williams. I formation from the 21-yard line after the return. First play from scrimmage is going to be a pass. Fennick over the middle, caught. And Greg Soto in his first game with the Lone Star Glory after shuffling down from Chicago in the offseason picks up 8 yards.
Greg Soto, one of those personnel moves that Lone Star made in the offseason. Will be interesting to see how he slots in tonight. This offense was already exciting coming into season 16. In addition, like Greg Soto is going to make it even more so.
One of the big storylines off the offseason in the Simulation Football League, as I'll finish my point after the second down and 2, it's going to be another pass from Fennick over the middle and caught into almost up towards midfield goes Dave Axis. And it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Glory. Well, my point was, one of the big offseason storylines in the entirety of the SFL was the move of the Chicago Wildcats to Los Angeles and the rebranding of the Los Angeles Lycans and the splintering of the majority of that roster. Obviously, Greg Soto landed here in Lone Star. Underneath it goes to Axis again, and he'll pick up 3.
Yeah, Lone Star's excited to have Greg Soto wearing that dark blue for the Glory this evening, and we see right off the bat they're getting everyone involved on the outside there. Dave Axis with his second reception of the night fed Greg Soto early on. Ace Fennick is going to be looking to deal tonight.
Hasn't hit his brother Deuce yet, the rookie from Ottawa. Taken to the opening round of the SFL Season 16 rookie draft. Is going to be another pass for Fennick over the middle, and there's Greg Soto picking up a first down straight to the midfield stripe. let me introduce to you the defense for the Florida Storm, 3-time champions of the league. Up front, it's Deontay Stoneville, Alessandra Tomaello, and Alex Dominguez, moving to a new position this year from defensive end to defensive tackle. Linebackers Eric Hammer and Maverick Hughes. Corners Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones, and safeties Andrew Francis and Ryan Tobin. Here's the first run of the ball game for Ike McBride, and she takes it straight up the middle for 6 yards.
Yeah, the running game for Lone Star really came on at the end of season 15. Ike McBride was a key component in that. Her running mate there, Cameron Collier, they are a formidable 1-2 punch out of the backfield for Lone Star. I'm sure they're excited about the progress they made towards the end of last season and can't wait to see what they do in season 16.
Over 800 yards on the ground for McBride last season, and she's going to get another carry, fight through 2 arm tackles, and fall forward for an impressive first down into Florida territory.
Coming into this game here, Lone Star Glory was going to want to put their marks, their stamp on this game in its opening drive. Bang, 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 moving right down the field. We're starting to see the run game here getting involved, but man, Lone Star Glory wants to punch this one in right away on this opening drive of the game.
Under center is Fedek. He drops back and he throws to McBride. Third straight touch of the ball, this time through the air. McBride had 133 receiving yards last season and did not find the end zone from a pass.
Still shows her ability to be dangerous in both sides of the game here, both running the ball and receiving out of the backfield. Both of these running backs do a good job of playing that balanced game for Lone Star.
3 wide out style for Lone Star. They'll look to spread it out here on 2nd and 7 from the Florida 35. But here's Cameron Collier, the last member of the offense to touch the football on this opening drive. The fullback, one of the more utilized fullbacks in the running game across the SFL. Most fullbacks used strictly for pass blocking. But Collier with almost 500 yards and 5 touchdowns a season ago.
Yeah, we'd like to see Grand run the ball. He's a big fullback too, weighing 260 pounds there in the backfield.
3rd down and 6, back to pass with a 4-step drop as Fedek. He's going to rainbow it over the top, but inside the 5. What an impressive catch by Deuce Fedek. It's the brother connection, and it results in a 1st and goal.
We were wondering how long we'd wait before we could call this Fennec to Fennec combo right here. Almost in for his first touchdown in the SFL. Ace finds his brother on the streak down the sideline, sets up 1st and goal for the Glory.
Deuce Fedek, just shy of 600 yards and 2 touchdowns in the SFL minor leagues for Ottawa this past minor league season. And now he joins his brother in the big leagues in Lone Star here. Inside the 5-yard line. This is where McBride likes to do the damage. Fedek under center, hands to McBride, right-hand side. Look out. She gets leveled at the 2-yard line, not going anywhere that time. And a nice tackle by Eric Hammer, her another rookie. This time another 2nd-year player for Hammer, this time out of Annapolis.
And great tackle on the goal line there by Eric Hammer for the Storm.
That was Eric Hammer's 100th tackle of his career here in his 2nd season. To the end zone, back him, and it goes, and Hammer knocks it away, makes 2 consecutive plays in a row, and it's 3rd and goal.
Eric Hammer had a great freshman campaign in the SFL for the Storm. They're going to be counting on him in the middle there to continue his excellent play here to start season 16 out. And right on the goal line, almost as if on cue, the Hammer starting to deliver here, sets up a big 3rd and goal early in this matchup.
This would be a huge confidence boost for Florida's defense if they could get a stop here on 3rd and goal. Offset I-2 receiver spread out to the right. It's a handoff to McBride. She tries to find a lane. Yes, ma'am! Touchdown, Lone Star Glory!
Going back to McBride for the touchdown. 1st touchdown of the season for the Lone Star Glory. Opponents are going to have to get used to that this season. We know this Lone Star Glory offense is going to be making moves, and when they get down on that goal line, they like to hand it off to Tough and Rumble. In for her 1st score of the game. Fantastic opening drive for the Lone Star Glory.
2 people we didn't mention on that drive but should get a lot more credit are Rylan and Bobo Caudill, the guards. They paved the way for the rushing attack on that drive. And here is Hugh Parvis, the kicker. One of the major losses for Lone Star Glory over the offseason. Kicker Wally Herman departed, so Hugh Parvis has some pretty big shoes to fill as it's up and good, the extra point. So with 5:56 to go in the 1st, Lone Star 7, Florida Next chance of the football. This is Simulation Football League action on the Lacrosse Sports Network and for the fans. And we'll keep it right here. A lot of offensive coordinators across all levels of football, Benji, like to script opening drives, opening of the game, opening of a half. Is that something that Lone Star would have done here, and could it have gone more perfectly?
That was a perfect drive for Lone Star to open this season. Here's a nice return by the Storm up to about the 40-yard line.
I was about to interrupt you there, but nice return. Doing the return game is Jeff Como, wide receiver in his 6th season. Here's the Florida offense. The veteran Ron Cochran leads them out at quarterback. Stephen Bush and Jeff Como, the wide receivers, along with E.J. Minson. In the backfield, it's the rookie, Charlie Beletsky, and J.W. Doyle, a fullback. I'll finish that lineup after this. 1st and 10 for the 39 after the excellent return. Swing City on first down to the near side, and Charlie Beletsky, his first touch of the football in the major leagues, and it's a 5-yard gain.
Welcome to the SFL, Charlie Beletsky. They call him the Bullet. I'm sure we'll learn why tonight. The rookie running back, 3rd-round pick of the Storm out of Madison in the SFLM. Congratulations on your first reception, and welcome again to the SFL, Charlie Beletsky.
On 2nd and 5, it's Beletsky again, same play, and looks like he's going to be run down short of the line again. There's Brian Craven, now in his 3rd season of the Simulation Football League.
Brian Craven on the tackle there, part of that famed Bash Brothers linebacking trio, which has changed a little bit for Season 16 for the Glory, which we'll have to touch on here in a little bit.
I'm sure we'll touch on it in a minute. 3rd down and 3 for Florida. Empty backfield for Ron Cochran. He takes the snap, he throws to the far side, and it's complete. Jeff Como into enemy territory down to the 41-yard line before he's finally wrestled down by Craven and Trammell.
This season, the Lone Star Glory on defense going with a little bit of a different look in that linebacker spot. Doug Day, the 3rd member of the Bash Brothers, used to play in that linebacker slot, but he has moved into the defensive secondary. Doug Day, strong safety this season for the Lone Star Glory. They're shaking things up a bit. They performed well on defense as a unit at the end of Season 15, shaking things up for Season 16. Want to bring a new look to the team. We'll see how they fare tonight.
Defensive adjustments. We'll see if it pays off for them. Cochran near side. That pass is caught, and dragging 2 defenders for a 1st down is E.J. Minson. 3rd-year player now, all with the Storm. Had 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in Season 15.
This is an excellent opening drive by the Storm here. Coming on the field after that long Lone Star drive, and then taking this ball right down the field. Excellent response so far by Florida.
Will we see a run? No. Cochran to the swing pass again for Beletsky, and he's going to be run down by Bo Martin Jr. The last player I didn't mention on the Florida offense, well, there's a couple. The offensive line of Greg McDonaldson and Joseph Wade, both of those rookies, and then another rookie at tight end, Veridin Zarkov.
Veridin Zarkov is actually a seasoned veteran, season number 2 for the tight end out of Pasadena, Maryland. Looking to get Veridin involved more in the offense this year.
Oh, Cochran almost going down. He got that one out just in time as Jukin Rukin, the most veteran player on this Lone Star defense, comes through and almost had a sack.
Jukin Rukin, one of the talented front 4 for that Lone Star Glory defense, had an excellent campaign last season. They're going to be calling on him to provide some pressure on quarterback Ron Cochran tonight.
Trips left, single right. Cochran back to pass. Still haven't seen a run. And that pass is caught short of the line to gain. 2 yards short, in fact, at the 22-yard line. E.J. Minson, his 2nd catch of the drive. The reason I mistakenly thought Veridin Zarkov was a rookie is because I was then going to say he holds an SFL record. He has the longest reception in SFL-M history, 85 yards. And now here's Ethan Sneed, 3rd season veteran, on to attempt the long field goal to get Florida on the board. It is up and it is good from 38 yards. So with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the opening quarter, a long drive for each team, but the score slightly different. It's Lone Star 7, Florida 3.
Still a great response by Florida on that drive on the road after Lone Star goes up a touchdown early in this game. Great drive down the field. Florida getting Charlie Butsky involved right off the bat, the talented rookie. They want to see what they can do tonight. Didn't punch it in for that touchdown, but they'll take the score.
Unfortunately, never got to the Lone Star defensive starters. I'll get to that next time that Florida has the football. Nice return up to the 25-yard line for Freeman. And we haven't talked about Adam Williams yet. Hasn't touched the ball for Lone Star, but last season we called a couple of Lone Star Glory games, and man, he gave us a lot to talk about.
Yeah, the rookie tight end last year for Lone Star Glory, Adam Williams, had a fantastic all-star season. Large part, mostly considered the number 2 tight end in the league last season, second only to Mike Daggs, the all-star.
Underneath to Dave Axis, tries to spit out of a tackle, but well marshaled by Maverick Hughes, the rookie linebacker out of Memphis.
Great connection here. Finnick to Dave Axis on the outside there. Picks up a great gain. Lone Star Glory just kind of biding their time. They have a lot of weapons coming into this season. Adam Williams, just one of this talented crew. He's going to be used a lot tonight, but right now Ace Finnick is just going with the hot hands, delivering this ball to whoever is getting open.
3 wide to the right. Nobody out there to the left. And coming right is Fedek, and he's got Axis for another first down to the 37-yard line. Now, we mentioned right off the top these two teams met in the playoffs last season in the wild card round. Florida came out a victor in that one, 22-19, had some late game heroics to help them get over the line. Well fought game, excuse me there, Michael, and you know Lone Star Glory has been thinking about that one all off season. Fennick under pressure, dumps it short to McBride. McBride gets only 3. Another nice tackle by Hughes as he wraps up. Hughes, 90 tackles, 7 passes defended, and an interception in the minor leagues from his outside linebacker position. Second down and 7. Again, they go with no receivers to the right-hand side. Fedek over the middle. That pass is caught. There's Dave Axis again. Oh, excuse me. That's Adam Williams. First time we've seen the tight end touch the ball tonight. And the reason we mentioned him before he even touched the ball is he had a season to remember. 1,096 yards receiving, 15.9 yards per reception, and 7 touchdowns. Adam Williams was a force to be reckoned with last season. Here's the fullback dive. Cameron Collier nicely picking his way through a couple of big men up front, getting 5 yards into Florida territory. And the only other tight end that had more yards than him was Mike Daggs, and Mike Daggs led the entire league in receiving as a tight end with 1,300 yards. Yeah, some really talented tight ends on some of these teams that when they are utilized to their full potential, we really see how explosive they can be. Off middle, McBride going nowhere. There's Alex Dominguez, the all-time leader in sacks. So that's the end of the first quarter. Glory 7, Storm 3, a bit of feeling out process on the field right now. This is the Simulation Football League on the Lacrosse Sports Network and for the fans. Third down and 4. We'll start this second quarter live from Denton, Texas. Michael Trillo, Benji Matson with you, and Cameron Collier breaks free. He broke through a couple of arm tackles that had to be wrestled down by Ryan Davidson, but not before picking up a fresh set of downs for Lone Star. Man, that looked like it was going nowhere fast, and somehow Collier squeaked through. Yeah, he's like a bowling ball back there. Boom, 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 boom. Get out of his way. There are some teams last year that remember him putting up some monstrous runs against them. Huge effort from the fullback there. They're expecting plays like that out of him all season long. He's not really built like a fullback. 6'4", 260. He's really more built like a heavy power running back. But now a fresh set of downs and another handoff to Collier, and he's going to be wrapped up and dropped by Eric Hammer.
Eric Hammer patrolling that middle for Florida, already getting involved, heavily involved in the goal line on that first drive, stepping right into his role as the leader for this defense. He's got a fellow rookie alongside of him this season, Eric Hammer does. They welcome Maverick Hughes, a second-round draft pick in this past offseason for Florida. Maverick and Eric are going to be in the middle. That's going to be a point to watch in this game today.
McBride bowled over after a gain of 3. And a nice tackle there by Andrew Francis. Andrew Francis, most sacks by a strong safety in SFL history with 7.5.
Loves coming up from that position to support the run. Likes laying the big hits on those running backs whenever he gets a chance.
We may see him in the backfield before the night is done. On 3rd and 5, Fennick hands to McBride, and right through the defense like a hot knife through butter goes Ike McBride down inside the red zone up to 35 yards.
Had a nice window of daylight there and took advantage of it. That was a great run for Ike McBride. At the end of the season, the Lone Star Glory running game really came into its own. They struggled a little bit early in the season, but as this team gelled and these players got better, that running game really improved. And as you know, if you have a fantastic running game, it's only going to open up passing lanes for this team.
It makes it so much easier as a quarterback, and now he hits Williams on the out route, and Williams gets to the 4 before he's barely dragged out of bounds by Evan Carroll on a touchdown-saving tackle. And once again, Lone Star's inside the 5 with a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, that's a nightmare matchup there for the defensive secondary. Seeing big Adam Williams running at you down that sideline. Doesn't quite get in there for the touchdown, but those are the types of plays we saw out of Adam Williams in season 15. I'm sure we'll see that a lot tonight and all season long.
I would think any one-on-one matchup with Adam Williams is a nightmare matchup myself. First down and goal for Lone Star. Handoff, McBride nowhere to go, and it'll be 2nd down and goal. Nice gang tackle there, led by Andrew Francis and Alfredo Massanet.
Yeah, we mentioned Andrew Francis. Lobs that sacked that quarterback, but that was a great example there of coming up and supporting that run from that safety spot. Things get tight here on that goal line. We saw Eric Hammer really come to life here that last series. Let's see what happens.
Well, they forced a 3rd and goal before Lone Star was finally able to punch it in. This time Fennick to the air to the goal line, and that one is knocked away. He was looking for Dave Axis in the right-hand corner, but it was good defense out there again by Davidson.
Excellent defense there. Got a hand up to tip that ball away. If he would have been in a little bit better position, he could still be running right now. Could have put a touchdown on the board there for Florida. But nonetheless, that was a great play. Sets up another 3rd and goal, just like that first drive. Let's see if Florida, though, this time can complete the stand.
3rd down and goal. This is where McBride punched it in last time. McBride's going to get the carry again up the middle. Breaks 2 tackles. Yes, ma'am. Touchdown. Lone Star Glory.
2nd touchdown for Ike McBride. A great shifty run here by the halfback. She jukes to the left. She jukes to the right. Takes a couple Storm defenders with her and drives in for her 2nd score. Another excellent drive here by the Lone Star Glory.
Well, 2nd verse save is the first, and it just seems that Florida can't really defend the combination of the two-headed rushing attack plus the out route passes. Ace Fennick's really only thrown 1 ball past 20 yards, and it was to his brother Deuce to set up the first touchdown.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Michael. You see what can happen with that strong running game, help set up the passing game.
The Lone Stars jumped out to a 14-3 lead, 8:10 to go 2nd quarter. And Lone Star seemingly picking up right where they left off last season. First time in Denton, Texas under new management. And, yeah. They did well last season as Charles Doherty and Wally Herman took over from the franchise that was previously in Seattle and then in Dallas under multiple franchise names. This is one of the longest tenured franchises in the SFL for those of you just joining us this season or just joining us maybe from the SFL minor leagues. They've been around since season 6, but they've been known as the Dallas Law, the Dallas Roughnecks, the Dallas Lobos. They had a 2-season stint as the Seattle Tyrants, and now they're in their 2nd season back here in the heart of Texas as the Lone Star Glory. First down and 10 for Florida from the 32-yard line after the return. Long drop by Cochran over the middle, incomplete. Nice pass break up there by the secondary. And here is the defense for Lone Star. I didn't get a chance to mention them on their first drive. Jukin Rukin, Al Lewis, Hugo Reynosa, and Doug Barr are the defensive line. Freddie Travel and Brian Craven are the Bash brothers at linebacker. Corners are Mickey McGuire and Bo Martin Jr. Safeties are the Bash brother removed, Doug Day, Lincoln Kingseed, and Evan Lacey, the rookie. Cochran in the gun, over the middle. That pass is complete beyond the sticks, and a first down for Florida. Stephen Bush picks up his first catch of the season, 785 yards and 5 touchdowns last season.
Stephen Bush, excellent wide receiver for the Storm. He and his running mate there, Jeff Como, had really close seasons, both at about 800 yards receiving, both about 70 to 75 receptions. So they pair well together there on the outside, along with E.J. Minson.
From the 46-yard line, back to pass Cochran. He fires it out to Belitsky, and Belitsky's going to be run down by a combination of Bo Martin Jr. and Brian Craven. The big weapon for Florida is gone. Optimus Klein is off to San Diego. He's got his own team out there now. And this is the first time the Florida Storm in franchise history will take the field without their leading receiver on the field.
He was responsible for 91 receptions last season, was targeted 127 times. That is a big hole in that offense now for Florida. One of the things we wanted to watch tonight, to see how they respond with their leader gone.
Nice underneath route to Stephen Bush, but Bush gets hammered just a half yard short of the first down marker by Mickey McGuire. And it's 3rd and less than a yard.
Of course, Lone Star Glory is glad to see Optimus Klein gone. He was responsible for 2 touchdowns in that wild card playoff game last season, including a back-breaking kickoff return for a touchdown. Broke the hearts of the Lone Star Glory. So they're just fine to see Optimus Klein move on.
3rd and inches, it's going to be another pass. Optimus over the middle, and it's incomplete picked off from Ron Cochran. Doug Day moved to strong safety his first game out. He gets an interception.
How about that? Doug Day, the safety, not the linebacker. Doug Day, the safety, comes up with the first turnover of the game of the season for the Lone Star Glory from his spot at safety. Excellent play by Doug Day. Just drops back into coverage, reading the eyes of Ron Cochran, who has been known to throw an interception or two in his day, and makes the excellent play. Turns over the Storm and sets up the Lone Star Glory in business.
Lone Star really has a chance to turn the screws here in the first half. Cameron Collier knocked down from behind by Maverick Hughes, and it is 2nd down and 7.
Florida Storm likes to throw the ball. Sorry, Michael, didn't mean to interrupt you there. They're not running the ball very much at all today so far, which is really interesting. They're going to find themselves down a lot by 3 potential scores here. They're going to have to learn to hold on to the ball after this drive and sustain it.
To the far side, that pass is complete to Axis, and he's run out of bounds at the 32-yard line by Andrew Francis. And one of the things I was going to talk about while Florida still had possession of the ball is the big issue that Max Paul is going to have to work out, and of course Ron Cochran, who also serves as the team's offensive coordinator, is who is going to be the new wide receiver 1 after Optimus Klein is now gone. And it seems that there's been a little bit of confusion. He's trying to spread the ball around early, and it resulted in an interception. 3rd down and 3, up the middle McBride, another first down. And she'll be tackled by Ryan Tobin, but not before moving the chains to the 24.
It was one of the hallmarks, though, of the Florida team last season. Come on strong late in season 15, as they did have 4 wide receivers, in addition to Averden Zarkov at that tight end spot. And quarterback Ron Cochran did a fantastic job of spreading that ball around. had players in the right positions, was able to deliver, and it will be interesting to see, especially if they get down here, another score, how are they going to come back, fight their way back into this game?
3 receivers, 2 Matt. Fennec going to go to the near side, caught by Greg Soto. Haven't heard his name called since the opening drive, and he picks up 5 yards. Stopped by Eric Hammer. And Greg Soto, we talked about him earlier, just shy of 800 yards and 8 touchdowns for Chicago last season. And now, obviously, with Chicago no longer existing, he's come on over here to Lone Star. But he takes the place of Liam Hammer, who retired this past offseason. And this was a big loss for Lone Star. Up the middle goes McBride, and she gets another first down inside the red zone.
Liam Hammer is a big loss for Lone Star. Adam Williams aside, Liam Hammer led the wide receiver core with almost 900 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns last season. So it is some shoes to fill for Lone Star. Deuce Fennick, we'll hear and learn more about him tonight.
Look out! Touchdown, Lone Star Glory! Just as you said it, Deuce Fennick, welcome to the Simulation Football Major Leagues, my friend. He's got his first career touchdown.
First career touchdown by Deuce Fennick. Hey, brother. Hey, bro, why don't you throw me one? Set me up right there. How about that? That's awesome. Brother to brother. First touchdown of his SFL career. Congratulations, Deuce Fennick, with the assist to his brother Ace.
A beautifully executed slant pattern right between the linebackers and the secondary. Nobody there to interrupt Deuce Fennick's first touchdown of his career. And it's a 3-score game in the first quarter. And if any of you had that one on your bingo cards, show them to me, because I don't believe you.
Well, Florida's, don't count them out just yet. We've seen in the past, in season 15, they know how to make a comeback. Lone Star Glory got up early in that wild card playoff game at the end of last season, and Florida stormed back like they do and took that victory. So Lone Star Glory cannot look past Florida yet in this game.
And I say it was the first quarter, I meant the first half. Apologies there. But Florida's got to find some rhythm offensively, and I think they're going to do it by going to the ground game. Still no runs for Charlie Belitsky. His only touches have been through the passing game.
Florida likes to throw the ball. I think we all know that. But they did have some success at the end of the season with J.W. Doyle there at the halfback spot running the ball. He was had a workmanlike performance in season 15, and they made the switch. J.W. back to fullback. They bring in Charlie Belitsky. We're yet to see a carry by a running back in this game. We need to see how they're going to play this one out today.
Well, just right on time. Here's Belitsky, and he goes right up the middle and almost was gone. Potential touchdown saving tackle there by Lincoln Kingseed in his first season with the Glory. Spent 2 seasons in Vancouver before coming down to Texas.
And now the Storm have 2nd and inches. Playbook's wide open. They're not behind schedule. Don't have to worry about passing, possibly setting up a 3rd and long. They can do whatever they want to here on this play.
Another handoff up the middle. This time it's Doyle, and he gets a first down to the 45. So I think Max Paul saw the same thing on the sidelines that we did up here in the booth and has decided to use the running game. This is the 11th meeting all time between these two franchises. Of course, I went into Lone Star Glory's long and storied history on their last drive. First down and 10 from the 45 of Florida. Long 8-step drop for Cochran. He throws underneath it. It's almost picked off. Brian Craven batted it away from E.J. Minson. Florida has won... excuse me, my notes are illegible. Florida has won the last 3. 2 in season 15, as we mentioned off the top of the broadcast. The last one coming in a 22-19 win in the playoffs last season. Lone Star won the first 2 games in season 8. That's back when it was the Dallas Law against the Alaska Storm. Over the middle, complete to Jeff Como and tackled after a gain of 7. 3rd down and 3 coming up. And Florida has won 7 of 8 since, so a rivalry dominated by the Storm.
And they're doing the right thing here on offense. They don't want to give the ball back to Lone Star. They started this drive with about 4 minutes on the clock, so they're running that classic 4-minute offense here. They want to hold on to the ball, but they want to make sure they get down the field with a chance to put one in here before the half.
Nice little drop pass into the arms of Belitsky, and he picks up a first down. Craven wraps him up.
And that clock's continuing to run. Does set up a 1st and 10, though, so Florida's this is a good steady march here. Good drive now into Lone Star territory. This is a good quality drive for them, but again, they want to put some points on the board.
Over the middle, complete. It almost looked like E.J. Minson took that one away from Jeff Como, but it's complete nonetheless. I do want to mention that the last tackle by Brian Craven on Charlie Belitsky was the 200th tackle of Brian Craven's career, so congratulations to one part of those Bash brothers there on the Lone Star defense. Second down and inches. Here's a handoff. Belitsky spinning in the lane, and he dives forward to the 25-yard line, and we have hit the 2-minute warning. It's all Lone Star here in the first half, 21-3, but Florida is driving to try and change things as we head towards the break. This is the Simulation Football League on the Lacrosse Sports Network and for the fans. So now from the 25-yard line, Florida approaching the red zone for the first time today. Cochran with Belitsky, the single back, and Belitsky's going to get the ball weak side screen pass, and he's going to be dropped by Freddie Trammell. I mentioned it before, but I do want to hit on it again. The long history of the Lone Star Glory. I mean, they have been around almost as long as the Simulation Football League has. Season 6 is all the way back in, I think, 2015. Back to pass, Cochran. Over the middle, it's complete at the 10. And now Florida really looking dangerous with that pass to E.J. Minson.
Yeah, Florida's playing a little bit of chess here. If we remember, they kicked the ball off to start this match. So they'll be receiving the second half kickoff here. So they've got a chance to put 2 scores on the board if this works according to plan and get themselves right back into this game.
A good old basketball style 2-for-1 as underneath the pass is complete to the 6. I'm pretty sure that's Jeff Como on the reception.
Ron Cochran doing a good job now, spreading the ball around. We saw E.J. Minson get a grab just a few plays ago. He was held to no receptions and only 1 target in that playoff game last season. Good to see him get involved.
Cochran to Doyle. He is stood up at the 3. Timeout Florida to stop the clock with 39 seconds to go in the half. Almost fooled me, and because the 2 defenders for Lone Star came in from off screen. I thought they'd fooled the Glory defense, and Doyle was going to walk in for the touchdown, but the home team had other ideas.
They love that little halfback pass, swing pass. Let's see if maybe they go back to that on 3rd and goal here.
3rd down and goal. Cochran back to pass. They do go to the swing pass to Belitsky, and he's run down from behind before he can turn the corner.
Great play there by that Lone Star Glory defense. We thought they might utilize that swing pass. They've been having some success on it in this second quarter, but Lone Star might have been watching for that one.
That's a big win for the Glory defense, because instead of it being potentially a 1-score game the next time they get the ball, it will be a 2-score game even if Florida does get a touchdown on their next possession. Up and good from Ethan Sneed, his second of the ball game from 19 yards. And with 32 seconds left to go in the first half, it's 21-6. Lone Star over Florida, and the Storm have got to start turning these long drives from field goals to touchdowns here if they want any chance of winning this game, especially with how Lone Star's offense has looked.
Lone Star Glory is off to a great start in this game. Florida wants to make sure they play some good defense here to end this half, regroup, and look forward to the second half. Nice spin move on the return as Deuce Fennick. He gets it up to the 24-yard line.
Does Lone Star try anything here, or do they run it a couple of times and head to the locker room with a healthy advantage?
Well, they've got 3 timeouts. Offense is really humming them. They've got quite a ways to go, but with 3 timeouts, you could try to maneuver, get yourself into field goal position. Why not? When your offense is humming like they have been here in this first half, I'd try it.
Well, they go offset I, strong side left on 1st and 10. Fennec back to pass. He throws it underneath. Space to work here for Dave Axis. And Axis along the sideline. Excuse me, that's Adam Williams along the sideline and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So a quick gain of about 20 yards. And they may try to go for something here at the end of the half.
Yeah, sometimes coaches will send in a play, and based on how that play turns out in a situation like this will determine what they're going to do. But here in this case, you get Adam Williams down the sideline for 20 yards. You're almost set up in field goal position. They still have all 3 timeouts, 20 seconds, more than enough time to work with here, try and get themselves in position.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of these last couple of plays try to hit Adams on a post or a go, just to see if they could get him in the end zone and really hurt Florida before the break. Fennec back to pass again. They're going to go underneath again. That time it's Greg Soto. And did he get out of bounds? Yes, he did at the 47-yard line, so only a gain of 3. Still not in field goal range yet, so they got to use these last couple of plays wisely if they're going to attempt a field goal here at the end of the half.
Adam Williams having success across the middle is only going to draw the eyes of those safeties in. Might open up someone on the outside for something down the field.
They go trips right, single left, but it's only going to be a handoff to Ike McBride, and it looks like the Lone Star Glory are content to head into that break with a 21-6 lead. Last play of the first half. Maybe this will go, maybe it doesn't, and it won't, as gang tackled is Dave Axis as time expires on the first half. Nevertheless, it's been all Lone Star Glory from the word go, as 2 rushing touchdowns by Ike McBride combined with the first career receiving touchdown for Deuce Fennec means it's all Glory all the time as they have a 21-6 advantage going into the halftime. Benji Madsen, your thoughts on an entertaining, if one-sided, first half?
Absolutely entertaining. Welcome back to Season 16 of the SFL. Florida and Lone Star Glory meeting again for this highly anticipated matchup to get things kicked off. Right off the bat, Lone Star Glory is getting whatever they want on offense. We see here this ace to deuce connection, which we're going to see all season long. Nothing like Ace being able to toss that ball to his brother on the outside. That's going to be a nice combo to watch this season. Lone Star played great defense too, forcing Florida into 2 field goals, not letting him get that ball in the end zone, keeping the Florida offense guessing on defense. They're playing really well, including that interception by Doug Day there to turn Florida away on one of their first half drives. Lone Star Glory is dominating this game, dominating the time of possession. They are not letting Florida get anything on the ground. Ron Cochran's able to get everyone involved offensively in the passing game, but they just haven't yet been able to get that ball into the end zone. Here on that, we see Deuce with his first catch there, his first touchdown, I should say, of the SFL. We see rookie Charlie Blitzky making an impact for Florida. You know he's going to have to be involved in this second half if Florida's going to get themselves back into this game. You touched on it earlier, though. Florida didn't run the ball at all in that first quarter, and it was well into the second quarter until they tried running that ball. It wasn't until about the 4-minute mark of that second quarter that they tried. Florida does love to run the ball, but they perhaps might want to try and be a bit more balanced when they come out in the second half. Keep some time of possession on their side, work that ball down the field, try something a little bit different in the second half, because Lone Star Glory are playing excellent here in their season debut.
You mentioned they're not running the ball. Only 3 attempts, 2 for Belitsky, 1 for Doyle. But 20 yards on 3 attempts, so it's been successful when they have sparingly used it, and maybe a little bit more running will set up the defense for a over-the-top pass from Ron Cochran, something we've seen him do over and over again throughout his lengthy 8-season career. We're back underway here in Denton, Texas at Medal of Honor Field, and Florida tried the old 2-for-1, didn't quite make it work with the first touchdown, but a touchdown here could go a long way at making this a competitive game down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. They'd just be one score away. You know that they're a high-powered offense. When pressed in the action, they can make the plays necessary to get themselves back in. Halftime's always a wonderful time to make some adjustments, drink some Gatorade, get hydrated. We want to see Florida have some good success here on this opening drive, get themselves back in the game.
Cochran in the gun, high snap, forced to roll to his left, and he goes down. First play from scrimmage, and it's the first sack of the season.
The mailman, Yogi Barr, delivering a sack for that Lone Star Glory defense. Fantastic. Third-year player out of Richmond, Virginia, makes the big-time play from that defensive end spot right off the bat, setting Florida behind schedule, setting up a second and long. Now Florida can't afford to run the ball. They're going to have to take to the air here to continue this drive.
Cochran short underneath. Pass caught by Jeff Como, and he rumbles out of bounds back at the original line of scrimmage at the 31. Well, I mean, you can't say much about that last play with the sack, because if Yogi Barr didn't get it, Jukin Rukin was right there. I mean, the offensive line, they went out for dinner, had themselves a nice steak, and while they were doing that, in walked Barr and Rukin through the front door. Back to pass Cochran to the far side. This could go, and fighting for the first down marker and not getting there is Jeff Como. Excellent defense by the corner, and it'll be 4th down and 1, and this will be a big decision here for Florida.
Good effort on that play by Jeff Como on the outside, fighting for that extra yard, stretching that ball out to try and nab that first down. Does look like they're going to come out and punt. The first time we're going to mention punter Marcus Agrippa, excellent punter for Florida. They want to try and pin Lone Star Glory deep and play some good defense now.
Punt on the way from the 30-yard line. Agrippa sends this one high and deep, and it's a nice tackle on special teams that puts Lone Star back at their own 15-yard line. Nowhere to go for Juice Fennick. As we mentioned, Glory under new ownership beginning last season, the stewardship of Charles Doherty and Wally Herman. And pretty much stat-wise better all across the board from their stint, their second season as the Seattle Tyrants. And they're starting season 16 off on the right foot, underneath and breaking free. Look out down the left-hand sideline. Here's Greg Soto. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to go all the way. 85 yards, touchdown, Lone Star Glory.
Woo! The Cuban crisis. Greg Soto strikes. Coming over from Chicago, the new Lone Star Glory wide receiver makes his presence known. Look at this move, outside, up, and he's gone. Takes advantage of the misplayed defender out of position there and streaks to the end zone for 6. This is a huge play for Lone Star, and it's going to be, they're breaking this game open here early in the second half.
They've got a 3-touchdown lead even before the extra point. And on comes Hugh Parvis to attempt that extra point. I mean, the big hope at halftime, if you're a neutral, is that Florida can come out, they can set some rhythm, they can get a touchdown, and then we've got a football game, and then the exact opposite happens. They go 3 and out, they give up a sack, and then, you know, all it takes is one play, 85 yards, Greg Soto showing off the speed, and he's got his first touchdown of the season, and it's 28-6. Lone Star Glory. Meanwhile, on the SFL network on twitch.tv, a defensive battle going on between Carolina and Las Vegas as the Skyhawks up 3-0 in the second quarter. Here is the return up to the 30. Penalty flag flies. Jeff Como hit hard at the 29. They'll give him the 30, and we'll see what the flag is. Oh, it's the notorious clipping call. We'll see who it's against. It's against Lone Star.
Against the Storm.
Oh, no, excuse me. It's against the Storm, so that'll
I mean, backing them up a little
set
bit.
them back. Everything going against the Florida Storm in this ballgame.
Still not out of it, though. We know Florida's a powerful team. Can't take it. You can't, again, you can't look past me if you're Lone Star. One more score, and they're kind of right back into it.
Over the middle, nice pass complete to E.J. Minson. And it'll be a first down, Florida at the 32. But if you look at the numbers, this game is falling out of reach fast for Florida. They averaged 24.8 points per game last season. And what has surprised me early on is how effective Lone Star's game plan has been against the Florida defense. Average points allowed last season, 20.5. That's second best in the SFL. Right now, they've given Lone Star 28 points, and we're not even in the third quarter. And here's a deflection and an interception. Mickey McGuire's going to run it in. Yes, sir. Touchdown, Lone Star, and the route is on. Woo!
Wow. I don't even know what to say right now. Lone Star Glory firing on all cylinders. Excellent tipped ball in the defensive backfield. And Mickey Gunny McGuire in the right spot at the right time. Picks that one off and takes it to the house. Freddie Trammell played excellent defense. Freddie with the tip ball. Tips it to his running mate Mickey McGuire. And they take it in for 6. Wow.
Sometimes
like
it's better to be a little bit lucky than good, and Mickey McGuire was in the right place at the right time, and everybody from Florida had gone downfield to try and block for the reception. And here is Purvis on to attempt the extra point. It's up, it's good, it's 35-6.
A flurry of points here early in the second half for the Glory. 2 unanswered scores to start the second half, 35-6. Just a second ago, we were talking about with Florida getting the ball down the field. They could get a score. They might not be out of it. And just like that, another touchdown on the board. And Lone Star Glory running away with this one.
Kick on the way, and it is taken at the 10-yard line by Como up to the 30, run down very easily by Lincoln Kingseed. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss for words here, Benji. I mean, these two teams played 2 very competitive games last season. Yes, Florida won both of them, but Lone Star was in with a shot to win both, especially that playoff game. And it looks like they've taken 4 months of pent-up anger and put it all on the Florida Storm here early on.
Well, I'm sure if you look in the locker room, they had this date circled all off season. Looking forward to this opening night.
Well, here's a handoff to Belitsky, but it may be too little too late for Florida, down 35-6 to start running the football.
Well, we've heard mentioned before, stranger things have happened, but we need to see it to believe it right now. We do need Florida to put some points on the board in the form of a touchdown on this drive. Still 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Belitsky again out of the backfield as a receiver. Nice one-on-one tackle by Bo Martin Jr., second-year player, spent his first season across the pond in London, where he recorded 28 tackles.
Bodacious. Bo Martin Jr. coming over from London, moving from his free safety spot to cornerback, making an impact here with Lone Star.
Again, the swing pass to Belitsky, and he gets the first down. Run out of bounds by Craven, and I see in the FTF Next chat that it's Brian Craven's birthday, so a happy birthday to Coach Craven, and congratulations on 200 career tackles as well, which he hit in the first half. So a good day all around for Coach Craven, as he's known. One of the great podcasters we've got in the SFL. We got a couple of them here on Lone Star. Dave Axis with Axis Live. Brian Craven has his show. 35-6 now, and over the middle and almost picked off again. That time knocked away by Robert Modrzewski, and it is 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Lone Star Glory was looking forward to this game all off season. Florida ended their season in that playoff game. They have come out to play. They are looking fantastic here opening night. They want to close this game out. Keep Florida out of the end zone, I'm sure.
Cochran into the breadbasket of Stephen Bush, and he picks up 9 yards. 3rd down and inches coming up.
We do need to get a check on Coach Brian Craven. It is his birthday. Someone informed us he may be 200 years old. Not quite sure if that's accurate or not, but we should probably get a check on that. Make sure he's still hanging in there from his linebacker spot.
We'll get our stats crew on it. I'm sure they'll come up with the right answer. 35-6 again, Lone Star. Cochran on 3rd down and inches, going to take a long drop back and a look over the middle, and it's complete to Jeff Como. Now deep into Lone Star territory at the 32-yard line. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow and subscribe to all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and we're even on TikTok. From teams to podcasts, final scores, and major highlights, SFL Social has you covered. And Cochran throws underneath, and Stephen Bush has 8 yards. Florida's looked more efficient on this drive. I mean, how much of that is Lone Star going, yeah, we're up by a lot, and how much of that is them actually kind of figuring something out here?
Well, I'm sure it could be a little bit of both of those, but Florida's a great team. They just haven't gotten off to the fast start they had hoped tonight this season, but you know that they are able to play with anyone, make good adjustments, putting together a good drive here. So I think this is just as much about Florida playing well now on this drive as it is about Lone Star Glory.
Pin cycle for Blitzky, 1st down to the 20-yard line. The rookie flashing some impressive moves there.
Absolutely. Florida does utilize the running back receiving out of the backfield. J.W. Doyle last season, almost 70 receptions from the halfback spot for J.W. Doyle last season. For all we can see right now, we're going to be able to expect more of the same of Charlie Blitzky this season.
Underneath to Stephen Bush for a couple of yards. Now this Florida Storm team, and I'm sure they will bounce back from this. Owner Max Paul, one of the greatest pedigrees in SFL history. The Storm won 3 championships back in season 10, 11, and 12. The only team to win 3 straight SFL titles. And their overall record since season 8 of 77-34 is outstanding. Here's Blitzky to the 5, dragging defenders in for his first SFL touchdown. Put it on the board for the Bullets.
Congratulations, Charlie Blitzky, on your first touchdown of your young SFL career. We've seen the swing pass all night. This is, I think, the 11th reception of the night for Charlie Blitzky out of the backfield. Here he's able to turn upfield and put it in for 6. Those are some fancy moves there on the outside. Charlie the Bullet Blitzky with the little cyclone move. Florida Storm fans have to be excited to see that out of their rookie. Great play, and congratulations again to the Bullet.
On for the extra point here is Ethan Sneed. Previously did all the scoring for the Storm, but it is up. And it is good. 5:15 to go in the third. 35-13. Florida now trails the Lone Star Glory. This is the Simulation Football League on the Lacrosse Sports Network. And for the fans, we hope you will stay with us. Once again, Michael Trurillo and Benji Matson in the broadcast booth for you. Opening night of season 16 here in the Simulation Football League. We've been doing this a while, and we are happy you are joining us here wherever and however you are tuning in this evening. Here's Juice Fennick trying to find a lane to the left-hand side, but he'll be run down at the 25-yard line. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys, completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 and the Simulation Football League. Handoff, McBride met at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Nice defensive play there by, I think that was Maverick Hughes. No, it was Alfredo Massane. That's his second tackle.
Yeah, fantastic tackle there by the defender. Now, 2nd and 10, watching the clock here, if Florida can force a 3 and out, it's possible things could get interesting here. See what happens on 2nd and 10.
3 and out all day as Dave Axis does a little bit of ballerina work to keep his feet in bounds and gain 6 yards along the right-hand sideline.
I did not know Dave Axis was a ballerina, but that was impressive footwork. Not quite sure if that athletic talent is in his resume or not, but he looked good nonetheless on that reception.
He's an SFL champion for Atlanta back 2 seasons ago. Handoff McBride, and she does what she does best, which is bowl over defenders and move the chains in short yardage situations. Another first down for Lone Star. Clock under 5 minutes to go in the third.
And Dave Axis, again, in all seriousness, one of the excellent content creators here in the SFL, which we've already mentioned. Shows on Tuesday and Thursday night on Twitch.
You can find that show via our Discord server. Handoff Cameron Collier up the middle, and he'll gain 8 yards. As much as we talked about him in the first half, he kind of disappeared for pretty much the entirety of the second and third quarters, Cameron Collier. Look, he's back, and he's picking up big yardage right up the middle. Nice help from Rylan Caudill there on the seal block.
If you look closely there on that replay, it looks like they're just handing the ball off to another lineman. Cameron Collier is just a big body in that backfield. Runs well like a locomotive or a bowling ball when he gets that ball in his hands.
Fennec to the air. There's Axis again, and he falls over with a first down to midfield. So this is, as I said, the nightcap for SFL opening day here for season 16. 4 games in the books. And we'll get you those scores momentarily after this next play. From just shy of midfield, it's 3 wide for the Lone Star Glory. Fennec underneath again, this time to his brother Deuce. And it's a 6-yard gain forced out of bounds by Andrew Francis. So here are the scores from the earlier games. The defending SFL champions, the Baltimore Vultures, were pushed all the way by the Arizona Scorpions. Man, did the Scorpions look for the majority of that game like they were going to pull the upset or what? But they eventually survived 27-21. Atlanta was all over Tulsa thanks to BDG Hollywood's big day, 44-17. 2 backs flanking Fennec. Ace moves in the pocket, and it's tipped and almost intercepted by a couple of people. Adam Jones had the best look at it, but in the end it hits the turf. It's 3rd and 4.
Great protection by this offensive line so far. Ace has got a clean jersey so far. The Caudill team, Rylan and Bobo, doing a great job making sure Ace Fennec stays upright so that he could wheel and deal.
The Queen City Corsairs rallied back from being down 14-0 at the half to defeat the Fort Worth Toros 17-14. And then it was a shootout north of the border between Louisiana and Vancouver, as Vancouver hung on to win that 45-34. Handoff middle, McBride, nice hold, a run through, first down, and much more into Florida territory now to the 32-yard line.
A little over 70 yards so far for Ike McBride. This is fantastic here for Lone Star in the running game. I know that they're going to be handing the ball off here quite a bit in this 3rd and 4th quarter, but to have this great production at this point in the game with your running game for Lone Star is fantastic. They had some difficulty again getting that on track early last season, so to have success on the ground right away bodes well for the team and their outlook this season.
Up the middle they go again, and in terms of rushing attacks, I mean, there's a couple in the league that grab all the highlights. BDG Hollywood had a huge game today, a couple of 50-plus yard touchdown runs, and he puts people in spin cycles, and there's always the hard-charging Sparrows running game up there in Sioux Falls. But if Collier and McBride can play like this, and keep up this pace throughout the season, there will be great discussion, I'm sure, about who the best backfield in the Simulation Football League is, and it might just reside in Denton, Texas.
They would like to, I'm sure, carry that title with them if they could. One of the things, though, that we would talk about when comparing Lone Star Glory to some of those other teams is Lone Star Glory has all-stars potentially across the field on offense. They can hurt you in so many different ways. This running game is just a component of this excellent offensive team, and we're seeing this display tonight. A great example of what they can do. Just Ace Finnick dealing to everyone, the running game helping set up the pass game, vice versa. Everyone's involved for the Glory tonight.
Florida's going to challenge that Greg Soto didn't make that catch. It looked pretty close to me at first viewing, but we'll take a look at it again. What shocks me about the Lone Star offense is the number of catches that Adam Williams has. He has 3 catches for 39 yards. Again, his yards per carry is a ridiculous 13. But you usually see him getting more targets than that, but just because Soto and Axis and Juice have been so good, they haven't needed to use him.
We see here the ruling on the field stands as called. Adam Williams was targeted 15 times in Lone Star Glory's wild card loss to Florida. He caught the ball 12 times for 168 yards. That's more receptions and more targets than I know of a few tight ends in their entire careers here in the SFL. So I think Adam Williams, an all-star for Lone Star Glory. You know he's going to get his this season. Great run here. Just to follow up.
Yeah, look out, Cameron Collier. You're right, he is like a bowling ball and knocking over the pins, which unfortunately end up being the Florida defenders.
Yeah, he knows it too. That's a great run. He gets up right away. Excited about that run. Just to finish my thought there, Adam Williams is now on a team with what we're seeing tonight, full of stars on the offensive side of the ball. Adam Williams is a great teammate. He's going to be happy for everyone's excellent performance tonight.
Dumped into the flats, and McBride battling for the goal line. She's going to be a yard short as Evan Carroll made the touchdown saving tackle. But once again, it's going to be first and goal, this time inside the 1-yard line. And every time Lone Star's gotten down here, they've put the ball in the end zone. From the 1, Fennick with 2 backs flanking him. He goes to the air, and it's knocked away. He was looking for Axis, and Ryan Davidson said, no thank you on the goal line, 2nd down and goal.
I think unofficially that was maybe only the 4th incomplete pass on the night for Ace Finnick. We're looking at an excellent performance by the captain here. Over 250 yards, approaching 270, completing 85% of his passes roughly tonight. Ace Finnick is wheeling and dealing.
Collier up the middle to the goal line. Did he get in? I don't think so, as Eric Hammer stopped him on the goal line, so it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard to go to get into the end zone.
Yeah, Cameron Collier in the huddle is asking Ace to turn around and hand it off to him again one more time. Give it to me one more time, Ace. This will be a good matchup here if he does, to see Eric Hammer versus Collier one more time.
But it's going to be McBride for the hat trick. Yes, ma'am. Lone Star Glory are running away with this one, and they're running on the back of Ike McBride as she has 3 rushing touchdowns, all of them from inside a yard. And Lone Star has put up 40 points on opening night against one of the best defenses in the Simulation Football League.
Not much else you can say about this performance. Lone Star Glory tonight. Ike McBride, 3 touchdowns. So happy for her in this running game. Off to a fantastic start in season 16 here at home for the Lone Star Glory, avenging that playoff loss and early exit last season.
That was as the 3rd quarter clock expires, so 4's up in the chat. 4's on the Lone Star scoreboard. They've got 42 points as the Glory lead the Storm after 3. This is the Simulation Football League on LSN, FTF, and Facebook Live. Stay with us for the fourth quarter. Once again, Michael Trillo with you here alongside Benji Matson for the call here to wrap up your Saturday of SFL action. So the first of 12 Saturdays of SFL action here in season 16 as we've moved to a weekend-only broadcast schedule. No more of those pesky Monday night games or Tuesday night games, sometimes even a Wednesday night game. You know, it's good that we've simplified the schedule this year. Everybody knows when the games are going to be. It's either Saturday or Sunday. Florida now just trying to make this score respectable here in the fourth quarter, down big. To the far side, pass is caught by Verodin Zarkov, and that's Zarkov's first catch of the game. We mentioned him right off the top as having the longest reception in SFL minor league history at 85 yards. And then in his first season in the major leagues had 355 yards and 3 touchdowns and 9 yards per reception, but that's his first catch of the night. Second down and 5. Over the middle, and a diving catch in between 2 defenders. That's Jose Galliano. So Cochran really spreading the ball around tonight.
That was an amazing play there. Great throw by Ron Cochran. Threading the needle. Excellent play. Going down, diving for the ball to complete that catch. That was a fantastic play there.
Now in this fourth quarter, we are on Ron Cochran legacy watch, and I'll mention that a little bit after this play as he throws it to the far side, complete to Jeff Como. He is now under 50 yards away from passing. I had it written down here. Where'd it go? Okay, he is less than 50 yards away from passing Rocco Marconi, the great Rocco Marconi, for 7th all-time in career passing yards. Marconi ended his career with 28,865. To the far side, caught, first down, and the drive continues for Florida with that catch by Zarkov.
We'll congratulate quarterback Ron Cochran when he passes that milestone, and I'm sure he's thinking tonight that he is far from finished here in the SFL too. I'm sure we will see more records fall during Ron Cochran's tenure with the Storm.
He changes the play at the line. He hands the ball off up the middle to J.W. Doyle, only his second carry of the game, and Doyle gets 2 yards right up the gut. Tomorrow on the For the Fans Network includes some new teams and old faces. The DC Dragons are back after winning the Season 5 championship as London hopes to slay the Dragon, while San Diego and Los Angeles look to start new SFL legacies in California, along with other action around the league. Coverage starts 11:30 a.m. Eastern. The Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Football season is just beginning, and Ron Cochran wants the week 2 to come as fast as possible because he just got a face full of Hugo Reynosa.
Yeah, absolutely. Hugo, the Ram, out of El Paso, Texas, second-year player. Takes up a lot of space, a lot of real estate there on that defensive line. 6'7", 310 pounds. Great play for the second-year player.
Cochran onto the near side left, and it's complete. So it'll be a first down for Jeff Como.
That was a nice play there by Jeff Como. Talented wide receiver in his 6th season. He stands 6'6", so he is a big target. Ron Cochran has some big receivers across the field here, the Storm do. But Jeff Como, we talked about who's going to step up and be that number 1 receiver this season for Florida. Jeff Como's got the talent to do it.
Belitsky on a screen out of the backfield, dropped by Craven. And there it is. Ron Cochran, now 7th all-time in passing yards. He passes Rocco Marconi. He's now got 29,108. So congratulations to Ron Cochran, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of him. I know, as you said, Benji, his career is far from over. High snap, 2nd and 7. He goes over the middle and throws a pick. That one knocked away expertly by the leaping Lincoln Kingseed. And he's one person that has impressed kind of silently tonight, has Kingseed.
Absolutely. Lincoln Kingseed had a fantastic season in season 15. He was an all-star, up at the top of the league in several defensive categories, led the team in several categories. He's a captain on that defensive side of the ball for Lone Star, continuing his strong play, they hope, here in season 16.
Moving around to the pocket is Cochran, and he almost throws another interception. Robert Madruski has now dropped 2 surefire picks here in this second half.
While Doug Day's on the other side of the field saying, come on, man. I want a chance to run another 1 or 2 back.
Yep, Doug Day with the pick earlier in the game. Mickey McGuire had a pick 6 earlier in the game, and this is going to force another field goal from Ethan Sneed. This will be about a 38-yarder. It's up, and it is good from 37. So Sneed 3 for 3, and has accounted for the majority of the Florida offense tonight, as it's 42-16 Lone Star.
Ethan Sneed's a great kicker for the Storm. Had a fantastic season last year. Made 96% of his kicks. A very potent offensive weapon for the Storm. Things haven't gone quite the way they envisioned tonight, but we know for certain that they'll be well represented at the top of the leaderboard in season 16.
Well, I'll tell you, this game has not been short on entertainment value. Only 3 of the 14 possessions that's combined between both teams have had an end that is not a score. And one of those was the end of the half from Lone Star. So only 2 possessions, really, that have ended without a score. Back in the driver's seat now is Ace Fennick, and unfortunately falling backwards is Dave Axis as he picks up his 9th catch of the game. And I guess coming into the game, both teams had, wide receiver 1 questions, with Optimus Klein gone for Florida, and then Liam Hammer retired for Lone Star, who was going to step up and be that main guy. Here's 2nd down and 9. Into the flat for McBride, and McBride gets 8 yards to the 30-yard line. Who do you think, I know both quarterbacks have spread the ball around very nicely, but who do you think going forward for both of these teams will take that role and get most of those deep downfield passes?
Put me on the spot here, are you? For Lone Star, I think this game's been a clear indication as we see Ace dealing again.
Wheeling and dealing to Dave Axis, 1st down and more. As there's Ace Fennick's numbers from the playoff loss to Florida back in October. He had a great game, and I mean, all of Lone Star had a great game. That game could have gone either way, but it just ended up being the Storm that had the final possession.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ace had a fantastic game. You saw his marks there for that, over 330 yards for his first playoff game in his young career. But he's got a lot of weapons. Going back to that talk about wide receiver number 1 on this team, we see another run here by Collier.
Another Cameron Collier run. I love watching that man run. It's sort of ungainly but beautiful at the same time.
That's a great way to describe it. I saw someone reference beast mode earlier in the game after one of his runs. He had a signature run last season, which indeed well deserved the title of a beast mode.
Here is McBride up the middle and right through the defense, breaks a tackle, gets a block, and gets all the way into Florida Storm territory down to the 35-yard line. She is close to 100 yards to go along with her 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, McBride is having a fantastic game. We've been talking about the diva wide receivers on the outside. Ike McBride stating her claim here that maybe in Denton here, for the Lone Star Glory, maybe the ball should run through Ike McBride first. She's having a fantastic game.
I mean, the entire Lone Star Glory team is having a fantastic game. Here's McBride again. Somebody didn't pick up a block, and she is crunched by Eric Hammer. Next Saturday on the 11 Sports Network and FTF Twitch, the SFL rolls on. Los Angeles visits Houston, and Lee's very Lone Star Glory team travels to Carolina in a pair of reunion games for players. Then Jacksonville and Florida renew the battle for the Sunshine State, and St. Louis hosts Queen City as the handoff goes right back to the line of scrimmage and nowhere else. The coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL on 11 Sports football season is only just beginning.
We see the marks there by Greg Soto. Sorry, Michael, I don't mean to interrupt. All I'll say on that discussion is that it'll be interesting to see this year. Watch Greg Soto and Dave Axis duke it out for that title of #1 on the Lone Star Glory.
Over the middle, pass complete again to the 20-yard line, and there's Adam Williams injecting his name into the conversation as well. You know, I mean, tight end, it's shown last year, both Mike Daggs and Adam Williams, that, you know, tight ends can be top receivers on teams and top receivers in the league. So don't count him out yet, even though he's had a little bit of a quiet game by his standards. From inside the red zone again, are the Lone Star Glory looking to put more points on the board. Ace up top to Axis, and he skies for the catch and is down at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, if there is going to be a tight end in the league with enough clout to say, why shouldn't I be considered the #1 receiver on a team? I definitely think Adam Williams has some ground to stand on there. Definitely an argument to make for that. But on this team tonight, all these receivers are shining. Ace Finnick, over 300 yards now, 87% of his passes being completed. So he's, at the moment, the engine making this train go.
Finnick to pass over the middle. That pass is caught at the 5 and rumbling down to the 3. There's Williams again. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets into the end zone. And once again, it's Lone Star inside the 5-yard line. Of the previous 4 times they've been down here, it's been 4 touchdowns. 3 of them runs by Ike McBride.
Lone Star has a great opportunity here to really establish an identity. We see them having great success in the air tonight, but 3 touchdowns by Ike McBride on the ground inside the 5-yard line. This is a team that could really establish an identity, a tough, hard-charging, run-the-ball type of team. Maybe they hand the ball off here to see if they can give Ike a 4th touchdown.
Well, it's only a single back, and Finnick is going to throw to that back. It's the backup Desmond Doss, and it is complete, but a loss of 2 to the 5-yard line. And in fact, Jacob Parrott is in at quarterback as Ace Finnick takes his seat, and he'll ride out the last 2.5 minutes on the pine as the fans, the very happy fans here in Denton, Texas tonight, start heading for the exits. Their team up big, but maybe they just stand in the aisles for a few more seconds to see if they can punch it in one more time. They don't have to call a play before the 2-minute warning, and they will not. So 2 minutes to go. It's Lone Star all over Florida, 42-16. This is the Simulation Football League on the Lacrosse Sports Network and for the fans. Two minutes to go. The backups are in for Lone Star as they have comfortably taken care of business tonight at home here on opening night for SFL Season 16. Handoff middle. There's Cameron Collier. He's moved up to be the running back in this formation. Florida calls a timeout with 1:58 to go. And it's time to start talking about players of the game. There's so many to pick from.
Oh, wow. That's right. We have to think about players of the game, don't we? We're having such a good time watching this return to the SFL action. We'll have to be thinking about that here after the next couple plays.
Well, 3rd down and goal. Handoff Collier up the middle, and he's not going to get much. 4th down. So the Lone Star Glory come up empty in the red zone for the first time tonight, but it was with only 1:55 to go and a 42-16 lead in the backups in. Next week, I mentioned it already in the ad reads, but I'll get it out of the way now. It's the battle for Florida up in Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Kings and the Florida Storm, Sunshine State Showdown. And for the Lone Star Glory, they visit Carolina to take on the Skyhawks, who are currently down 19-10 in the 3rd quarter. Hugh Purvis up and good for his first field goal of the game. Had only kicked extra points previous to that, and it is 45-16. Now, Florida, in looking over their schedule for this game, they play a who's who of SFL royalty this season. A very tough schedule. They've got Jacksonville twice, Mexico City, Sioux Falls, Vancouver. I mean, it's gonna be tough for this Florida team playing as they are to, they might be at the bottom of the playoff race looking in come the end of this season. I know it's a really far way to look ahead, but Max Paul and company have got to find something to bounce back from this game tonight.
It's always tough to come into a season with so much excitement and expectation for your team. To have a game like Florida's had tonight, as we see the completion. One thing
along the sidelines, E.J. Minson. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, Michael. One thing to remember, and I'm sure Florida fans will point this out, is they started slow last season too. Out of the gates in season 15, they lost their first 3 games. Florida did, and we were having conversations around the league about who this Florida team is. And then Max Paul and company went on a 7-2 tear the rest of the season. And we're firing on all cylinders heading into the playoffs.
Quarterfinals. So you never count out a Max Paul team, obviously, because they've only missed the playoffs once in their history back in season 14, and they won 3 championships and have won 77 games. So Max Paul knows what he's doing. But tonight, not the greatest performance by the boys in blue, or in sky blue, rather, because there are 2 teams wearing blue out there. To the far side, that pass is caught by Minson again.
Florida's shown great resolve in the past, and I am confident they'll do the same here to start out this season. It's only one game, and one game does not a season make. Florida doesn't need to hang their heads after this one. They'll go back to the lab and start grinding for week 2. And I'm sure we will see them have success in season 16.
And especially next week with the Sunshine State rivalry with Jacksonville coming up. That's a game that everybody always gets up for, no matter what the team's records are. And that game, not just a Sunshine State showdown, as the pass is incomplete, but a showdown of 2 teams that have played for the championship twice. Florida coming out victorious in seasons 10 and 11, back when they were the Alaska Storm, and Jacksonville were the Tallahassee Pride. But those 2 teams down the years have had a remarkable history. And since the move of Max Paul's team from Anchorage to Miami, it's just gotten stronger, and it's one of the must-watch games of the season. Cochran, here's Stephen Bush, couldn't spin out of the Bo Martin Jr. tackle. And one more thing on the Jacksonville and Florida matchup. we get it twice this season. We didn't used to see those teams play more than once a season, and back when they met for the championship game, both of those teams were, either undefeated or only had one loss. And it was such a momentous occasion that some of that momentum still carries through to this day when those two teams get together. Can you tell I'm excited for that game next week?
No, it's going to be a great game. They always are.
Along the far sideline goes E.J. Minson, minute 10 to go. So during Lone Star's last possession, I asked you for player of the game, and you said you'd have to think about it. Have you thought any more about it?
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm not quite ready yet. Not quite ready yet. I will say, too, while we're talking about Florida and Jacksonville, is you have to remember season 16 of the SFL, Florida and Jacksonville are playing for the Atlantic Division title. And so this game next week almost takes on even more importance. Here in this Atlantic Division race, the winner this season gets that automatic bid to the playoffs. So Florida will be looking forward to this game against Jacksonville next week.
Yep, divisions are back in the Simulation Football League after a couple of seasons where everybody was just in one table and the top, however many were in the playoffs that year, would make the playoffs. And a spin at the 5. And as you look at the current East Division standings, nobody's on the board yet, but Florida likely to drop to 0-1. Carolina now likely to drop to 0-1 as they're down 22-10. Let's see if Ron Cochran can get into the end zone. Here it's dropped by Jeff Como, as he was watched closely by Robert Majewski. So now 3rd down and goal with 39 seconds to go, and Florida trying to get back up into their average points. A touchdown here would give them 23 points, where they scored on average 24 last season. Cochran, middle, touchdown. Easy as you like. E.J. Minson, his first of the season.
E.J. Minson and Ron Cochran have a great connection. That's the first touchdown of the season, and it will not be the last. Putting points on the board here at the end of the game gives the Florida Storm something to feel good about here as they put the wraps on this loss to Lone Star. I think there are some positives, though, that we can talk about for Florida coming out of this game, namely being the performance of their rookie, Charlie Blitzky, at that halfback spot. J.W. Doyle moving over fullback here in season 16. Charlie Blitzky proved to be the workhorse today for the Storm. You would have liked to see them maybe run the ball a bit more, and maybe they will here in season 16 as they make some adjustments. But great debut for Charlie Blitzky, Ron Cochran and his wide receivers, Veridin Zarkov at tight end. They have a lot of offensive firepower, and it's only a matter of time they get things sorted out, pointed in the right direction.
It's not an if, but a when, and here's the onside kick, almost a ceremonial onside kick at this point with 34 seconds to go. Florida, no timeouts. Blitzky, as I try to do some quick maths in my head here, 89 yards all-purpose, but 67 of those receiving out of the backfield.
On 14 receptions. That is quite the workload out of the backfield for the rookie.
Plus his first touchdown of his career, and we are into victory formation, the best formation if you have more points on the board than your opponent. Lone Star Glory going to wrap up this 45-23 win, an all-encompassing win. They had him from the word go, and they put their foot on the gas and never looked back. And then we look forward to the rest of season 16 and what these teams will bring. Tomorrow, full slate of SFL action comes your way on the entirety of the SFL network of channels. London and DC gets us started at 11:30 Eastern on For the Fans. Houston and Jacksonville at noon on the SFL's Twitch channel. It's the Battle of California. San Diego takes on Los Angeles at 1:40 on FTF. And then Mexico City and Charleston at 2:15 on SFL Twitch. Back here on the Lacrosse Sports Network at 9 p.m. tomorrow for a fantastic running back battle between Sioux Falls and Denver. And we close the night on the SFL's Twitch channel at 9:30 between St. Louis and Portland. But that's all for us here. Your final score, 45-23 final scores, stats, and highlights scrolling across your screen. Now, Benji Matson, it's time for that player of the game.
Player of the game. Welcome back to the SFL. Lone Star Glory is excited to be back. I'm going to go for my player of the game, although we see some excellent highlights by a number of players on the offensive side of the ball for Lone Star Glory. We see great performances by new Lone Star Glory members Greg Soto and rookie Deuce Finnick. We see Dave Axis going across the middle, tight end Adam Williams making his presence known, Ace Finnick, the quarterback, wheeling and dealing like he did at the end of the season, Cameron Collier running like a man. But my choice for player of the game is Ike McBride. Give her the trophy for this one. 3 touchdowns, fantastic performance, almost 100 yards on the ground on 19 carries, and another 25 yards receiving out of the backfield for Ike McBride. That's my call for player of the game on this return to the field by the Lone Star Glory.
That's a good pick. I mostly agree with you, but I predict that Ace Fennick will likely be named player of the game because quarterbacks, it's a quarterback's game. Every play goes through him. But I agree. Man, what a game for Ike McBride. 3 touchdowns, and every time she got inside the 5-yard line, it was just a cinch right there, crossing the goal line for a touchdown for Ike McBride. They tried a couple of different things, but in the end, everything ran through number 34, and it is Ike McBride. She is our player of the game. So once again, it's the Lone Star Glory defeating the Florida Storm here on SFL opening night. That'll be it for us. For JL Browning, Cameron Irvine, Benji Matson, and myself, Michael Trujillo, we thank you for watching this presentation of the Simulation Football League on the Lacrosse Sports Network and for the fans. And we will see you next time. Have a good day. Have a good evening.